Hello guys, and welcome back to another replay analysis. Today we have Birdman versus Lundrill. Today we're going to look at Lundrill. This is currently the gold level of StarCraft. This is a Zerg versus Zerg, as you can tell by the fact that both players have a bunch of purple creeper on their base. And they have a Zerg symbol next to their names in top middle. So, we're going to be taking a look at this from Lundrill's perspective. Okay, not his camera, but his perspective. And we're going to see what he does. We're going to see what he does. Move that fucking Overlord, Lundrill. There you go. So you made the drone first, then you moved the Overlord second. I like that. You could probably move the Overlord a little faster. But good job regardless. The drone is the more important thing. I like that you make that right away. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. So far, so good. Nothing too crazy. Nothing is really wrong with you yet, with your build. Let's look at your larva. This is the big thing we're going to watch, is your larva. Drone should be going out a little bit faster. A little bit faster. Try to send your drone out when you have like grab it and send it at like 180, so that by the time it starts getting to where it is now, you're at like 190. Because notice, watch this, you're going to be like at 25 minerals over 300 by the time you get here, maybe even like 330. You're going to be a little above. And why does this matter? It matters a lot because it's like 2 seconds, or like it's like 1 to 2 seconds of time that you can get your hatchery down, and it makes every second makes the biggest difference in the world. When your opponent could potentially do a block against your natural, if it was like Protoss, for instance, or if it's a Zerg and he's going to do some like, what's it called? Like 12 pull crap, where he just gets in your base and, you know, he has lings smacking your hatchery while it's being built. Because when the hatchery is being built versus when it's done, there's a difference there, which is armor. So watch your money. You'll get to like 330 probably by the time you build it. Yeah, like it was just like, it was not very late, it was minorly late. Just try to remember, always in your head, just put a number in your head that goes 180. When you're at 180, get the fuck over there. Like, just go. So that you can get the hatchery down ASAP, because right now your hatchery would probably be at like 2.5, like 2 to 3 seconds into production. And, you know, again, if this guy were to be 12 pulling you, every second matters a lot, because a ling smacks your hatchery 2 times a second, and if there's 6 lings going, just your hatchery's going to hit 12 times a second. That is 12 times that armor can or cannot proc. It's a big fucking deal, because your hatchery, no matter what, is like always going to be done. It's always going to be done by the time lings 7 and 8 get there. But for the first 6 lings, your hatchery will not be done. And the lings will be hitting your hatchery for that, however long it takes till it's finished. And 2 extra seconds. 2 extra seconds. Believe it or not. Just 2 seconds. 2 fucking seconds, guys. Is the difference of the lings hitting your hatchery. 6 lings hitting your hatchery 24 more times. In 2 seconds. Would you believe that? Does that sound crazy? 24 fucking hits in 2 seconds from 6 lings. And this means that armor would be procced 24 times or 0 times if your hatchery was or was not done. So that's a lot of damage that your hatchery is going to either take or not take. What does procced mean? It means that it's taking effect. It's in effect, basically. Because again, a hatchery has 1 armor, but a hatchery does not have armor in the bubble. There is no armor here. It's literally taking full damage if it gets hit by lings. It's a big fucking deal. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is something you should very much respect in ZvZ. Very highly. Especially with how often people 12 pull nowadays. Like, it's super common. I mean, I guess I don't know how common it is in lower leagues, but in higher leagues, it happens like 75% of the time, I feel like. It's ridiculous how often it happens. So it's a big deal. I know I spent a lot of time on that, but it's very, very important. Super important. 180 minerals on 16 hatch. You send your drone over there to build it, and you'll have it perfectly. Anyways, moving on. All right. Your timings of your buildings are fine. No problem here with that. The only okay, there's one more thing I think you could do, because again, you're doing nothing right now. All you're doing is making drones, and you're just kind of sitting here, which is it's fine. It's what you should be doing, right? It's what's currently happening in general. Like nothing crazy is happening. You're not getting proxied, like nothing weird. While you're sitting here doing kind of chilling, doing nothing, try your best to get 2 drones per mineral patch on your main hatchery. Because right now you have, I know you just ripped drones off for gas, but I think you've fucked your mineral line up now by doing this. And watch your drones not resaturate themselves on the patches with 1 now. Like you're just going to be mining forever with 3 on these 2 patches in the far, and then 2 on these patches. Which is inefficient. It does add up over time. It becomes pretty inefficient. So I would say make sure you really look at this. Like when nothing is happening, don't worry about your natural, don't worry about your third, because by then shit will start happening. But within the first 2 minutes of the game, really try your best to make sure it's 2 per patch as much as possible. And try your best as well to make sure that it's 2 per close patch first, and then fill in the far patches after. And you can tell what a close patch is because if you're in the replay and you just double click it, all the patches that are close patches are highlighted. And then if you double click the other one, all the patches that are far are highlighted. And you can also tell because a far patch has less money than a close patch. A close patch starts with 1800, a far patch starts with 900. Half the amount. So stack close patches first and then fill in far patches after. That's a big deal. It seriously is huge, and there's no reason to not do it. There's no reason to not perfect it, especially now, because yeah, your drones will literally never fix it. They will just be 3 on these patches the whole time until they mine out, and then they will stay 1 on these patches until these patches mine out, and then it'll be like it'll say 16 out of 12 then, and then they'll transfer to these after. So it's basically going to be mining inefficiently for like the next 7 minutes. Or like 6 minutes. Okay, this spine crawler is a little ambitious. Let's see what you saw. No, it's fine. It's fine. I take it back. Your spine's fine. It's fine. I just saw he expanded on the minimap, but I agree with it. At this stage, you can tell his natural's way fucking later than yours. Your spine's fine. It's okay. I don't mind it. I don't think you should put it at the wall, though. I think your spine should be put, like, right here. Why is that? Because if your spine color is put, like, right here, it gives you the ability to still shoot the ramp with it. Because if a spine color is put, like, right here, for instance, like right there, the spine color's edge radius of the top right, where its max range would be, could hit like this far out. It could literally hit like all the way down the ramp. If it was right here, it could hit down the ramp. Okay. And the second reason why this is important is because if you saw with your Overlord, oh fuck, there's like 20 lings just flooding out of his base with speed, and he's coming to my base right now. The way you could deal with that is you could go Evo, 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 and you could build 3 Evo chambers and literally wall yourself into your base. But if you build your spine in the process, or not in the process, if you build your spine in the way of the door like that, you can't build Evos like that then. You'd have to build, like, just your spine's going to be blocking the area. So you would then have to cancel your spine, or the spine would be part of your wall, and you never, ever, ever want a spine as part of your wall, because the spine builds so fucking slow. It's also squishier, way squishier than an Evo chamber, and It's also it's 2x2 instead of 3x3. So it's gonna create this distortion in your wall that's gonna be awkward to build around. So you definitely don't want to be building that there. You want to be building that there. So that you could go Evo, 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 and have 3 Evo chambers in the door, and then have a spine that could shoot over it, and then have queens shoot over your Evos as well. And then this would make a full wall that he could not break through. Another thing is, just to give you some stats, okay? Give you some stats numbers. A spine crawler has 300 health in total. An Evo chamber has 750. Okay? It has 1.5 more, like times more over the spine. Like double and a half. 150% more. Etc, etc, whatever. You get my point. 750 versus 300. That's fucking huge. The other thing is an Evo chamber builds way fucking faster than a spine. And the way build times work in StarCraft 2 is the building, you can see it has like a percent bar above its head, right? So basically what it breaks down into is you break down like percent wise, it's all out of 100%. So you would have to break down like each 1 second out of 36 seconds represents a certain percentage of the building's health. And roughly, if you were to look at, this is not going to be exact by the way, but if you were to look at a spine crawler, each second represents out of 36, what, like probably like 2.8%, right? Something around there. I don't know exactly. It's something around there, I believe. Probably like 2.8-ish. You could do the math if you wanted to, but it roughly represents that. So what is 2.8% of 300? That's like fucking, what is that, like 15? Some shit like that. Again, I don't know. 20? I have no idea. I'm not doing the math exactly. 25? 28. It's 28. 2.8 is 28. Jesus. Right? No, it's times by 3. Whatever. Fuck it. I don't care. The math is not important. You guys are making me fuck this up. Okay? I don't care about the math. It's not what's important. What is important is understanding how a building builds in StarCraft 2. Yeah, we're making you fuck it up. Listen. A building, the longer the build time is of a building, the slower HP it will accumulate over time. Because it has a longer build time, so less of a percentage of the building will go to that second. The faster the building's build time is, the higher percentage of the health that will build every second. Does that concept make sense? That's the only thing I'm trying to teach you guys here, the concept. So if you have a building that is 300 health and it has 36-second build time, opposed to a building that has like a 20-second build time. How long is an Evo? It's 25 seconds. It's a 25-second build time, so it's already less by 11 seconds than a spine crawler. And it has more than double, almost triple the health of a spine. That percentage of every second of health of that building is going to go up way fucking faster. So Evo chambers are the best panic building to build always if you're getting all in. Because the health of the building will be like, if a spine every second gets like, let's just say 14 hit points, Evo chamber will get like 42 hit points a second. I hope that makes sense. So, and again, those are not exact numbers. That's just an example. So when you're getting all in and someone floods your base and you have to throw down buildings to wall yourself off to not die, Evo chamber is by far the best choice because it builds the fastest and it has a very high HP. So it creates situations where you have a high chance to not break, essentially. So yeah, your spine is in the way of that and it's going to fuck you over if he does all in you. And it looks, and you've already confirmed his hatchery is super late and there's a very high chance he could do that. Also, another thing, your Overlord's a little too far back. I think you put your Overlord over the cliff, or what? That's not even a cliff, is it? What the fuck is this? It's like an optical illusion. Okay, for some reason I was like, is that a cliff? No, it's like a pit. I can see it now easier. It's whatever. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's in the open. Whatever. You don't have to put it on a cliff against Zerg. You don't, because Zerg also has Overlords, and don't worry about cliffs against Overlords. But your Overlord is making a mistake because it's too far back. Blind spot. Blind spot. That is a problem. Because this dude could literally flood you and you would not know it. if he chose to go straight down. So what your Overlord needs to do is it needs to park right about right here. So that this vision circle is like this. And you don't have a blind spot. You don't want to be all the way into his base, but if it was just up a little bit more and this vision edge was at the like literally right on this ramp right here, you would have no more blind spot and there would be no way you could be surprised by an all-in. But as it is now, you totally can be. Yeah, your spine's part of the wall. This is Anna Queen. This is scary. This needs to literally you could literally uproot this and then Evo chamber, a third Evo chamber here, and you would be way better off. If you were getting all in, and if you were not getting all in, you would still again be better off building a Roach Warren like this, okay? Uproot the fucking spine, put it like right here or something, or whatever, or like right there, I don't give a shit. Put a Roach Warren, not like this, but put a Roach Warren like this. Like that. So you leave a gap in the door to where this part right here is open. It's a 1x1 pixel between the Roach Warren and the Evo chamber on the bottom. Right here. And this directly where my mouse is right now. So the Roach Warren would extend that far, and the Queen could sit right here where my mouse is. And only one Zergling at a time could hit the Queen, and your Roach Warren would create a pseudo wall that's easy to work with. If you were going to be able to play standard. That way, because you don't always have to wall yourself in every game if you're not getting all in. And then even if he was going to all in you later on, if you have the Roach Warren that's like done and you can start making roaches, it doesn't matter then anyways because you could also just make roaches then. But if you make a Roach Warren back here or something, like exactly like that, this is fucking really bad. Because your spine crawler is a terrible fucking wall. Spines are awful to put in your wall. They're terrible. If this guy makes Banes, you're insta-dead. And you can see he's flooding you. You actually still caught it, but I don't know if you noticed it. Your Overlord's so far back, like we talked about. But you would have had a much easier time catching it if your Overlord was a little closer, because you would have saw way more of it. But yeah, you're getting all in now. He's doing a flood. And your spine is going to break. Your Queen and spine are both going to break. Because surface area. Okay? Surface area, right now, of your shit is very high. Your Queen is supposed to only be able to get hit by one, maybe two lings. One, maybe two. Depending on how the wall is designed and how the map is designed with the wall. Yo, Crunk Monks, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs, dude. Appreciate you, man. Welcome everybody who just got gifted a sub. Love you guys. Crunk Monks, you the fucking boss.
Oh, yeah.
But ideally, your Queen is supposed to only get hit by like one. Ideally one, but maybe 2 lings, max. Right now, with the way your wall's set up, your Queen can get hit by like your Queen can be attacked by about 4 lings at a time.
Yeah.
Like 2 can go on the bottom side of the Queen, 1 could be in the corner, and 1 could be on the top. Literally, your Queen could be hit by 4 lings at once to block the wall where it is right now. And then on top of that, the spine crawler could get hit by 3 or 4 lings as well. Probably 3, because it could be like 1 right there on the above the Evo, 1 in the corner, and 1 above the spine next to the Queen. So, yeah. There's a lot. Like basically, there's like 7 lings here.
Oh, yeah.
Roughly. Roughly about 7 lings. If he positions well, maybe 6 if he positions poorly. Like, and the lings are kind of like scapped a little bit, and it like blocks some of the area. 6 or 7 lings at a time could be hitting you right now to break your wall open for the shit that actually is vulnerable. That's scary. Whereas there should only be 1 ling, like I said before. With the way this wall could have been designed, if you put the Roach Warren there, and you back the fucking spine up to like right there, and had a Queen in the doorway right there, there could only be 1 ling at a time attacking you that is actually hitting something that is vulnerable, which is the Queen. Because the Evo Chambers and the Roach Warren have a fuckload of health. 850 on the Roach Warren, 750 on the Evo Chamber. They're way tankier than a 175 Queen and a 300 spine. The spine crawler has almost, literally, just about triple the health of a spine, and an Evo Chamber has 2.5 times the amount. So your Queen's gonna break, and then he's gonna flood in. And look at your Evos, they haven't even been touched. And you want to know why that happened? Because he is not physically focus firing his lings at all. He is legit just A-moving. He's just A-moving you. And there's enough surface area that you gave him for him to have a good surface area on the queen and the spine to do a lot of damage to it. So all his lings were reacting to the aggro that was there, the aggression, your defensive unit, because an Evo chamber is not going to take the attack priority. His lings are not going to be like, fuck the queen, we're attacking Evos, unless he physically says attack the Evos. They're all going to try and attack your queen, and they're all going to try and attack your spine, because they're hostile units. So you can see your fucking wall hasn't even been touched yet. So if you had a Roachborn here and a queen in the doorway, to only get hit by one ling at a time, the ability to transfuse it is way more likely. The length of how long the queen will last is a lot higher. Buys you way more time to do damage with your queens and your spine. Buys you way more time to be able to get roaches out. And if he doesn't physically attack your Evos or your Roachborn, like, his lings are just going to be bottlenecking into one little doorway repeatedly and all dying over and over and over. But you gave him way too much DPS here by giving him way too much surface area. And now you're just getting destroyed and you're going to die. You weren't dead yet, though, by the way. You actually weren't dead yet. You know what you could have done as well? Legit, you could have done this too. If this was me, this is what I would have done. This requires micro, though. So just know that your wall is bad, and fixing that is definitely the ideal thing to do. But if this happened, and if this was me playing this game, this is what I would have done. I would have, the second he ran into my main, I would have immediately uprooted the Spinecrawler, and I would have immediately thrown down another Evo Chamber right here. I would have literally walled myself in my base. Because I don't want to, while I'm dealing with this all in, I don't want him to flood me with more and kill me further. So I would have moved this spine to maybe right there, and then Evo Chambered that to wall it off. Now, while my queen and my main died, I would have grabbed all my drones and mineral walked to my natural. I would have then had my queen and my natural make a creep tumor, right here, or because you have a layer, I would have had this Overlord right here, shit creep on the ramp, so I could have a mobile queen. So I could connect the creep here, so my queen is not a fucking slug going back and forth. And then, because your Roachborn is done, I would have made roaches. Which is what you're doing. I would have made roaches. Because the amount of time it will take for him to actually pop your layer is actually not instantaneous. It would take him probably 15 seconds to pop this layer. Or so. And if you really wanted to get really technical with it too, if you saw he wasn't actually flooding you with any more lings, but you wanted to be extra safe about it and make the Evo Chamber here anyways, you could actually put your Spinecrawler right there, and you could send your queen up to the high ground and poke the lings, and if he goes to aggro your queen with his lings, because he's like, a queen, kill it, and you just, for your lings there shooting the lings, and you just back it up to maybe right here or here, and a Spinecrawler helps your queen poke the lings, you could thin out some of the numbers of the lings. But the point is you're just trying to buy time to build your roaches out. And then once your roaches are out, this is not a game-ending amount of lings. It doesn't have to be. Your roaches could... What you could actually do is you could time it to where your roaches... If he doesn't leave your main, your roaches could be spawning soon. You could look at it and be like, alright, I got 10 seconds left until my roaches are out. You could actually grab all the drones you evacuated in your main and send them all right back to your main. So that as the roaches spawn, your drones are right here. So when he tries to fully surround your roaches and you mineral walk your drones, right here, because you timed it, because you'd be sending them now, back up, you could actually have the drones help the roaches and kill the lings. You could do that too. Again, this requires micro. These are options you had, but you kind of just went AFK and let all your drones die. So that's obviously game ending right there. But just know this. All these things could have been prevented just because of the fact that you scouted this and you had that intelligent reaction of going, I need a Spinecrawler. Yeah, that's true. I would have agreed with you. I would have been like, yeah, Spine's not a bad idea because he looks like he's going for aggression. His hatchery is late as fuck, which means he probably has a gas. And getting speed is definitely a possibility of that. But just building a proper wall is your problem. So just that would have fixed so much problems for you if you just built a proper wall. And yeah, literally your wall should have looked like this. Okay, go into it. This is what your wall should have looked like. I want to get into when he's right at your door. So, spine color, go like right here. Your roach one should be like this. You should put it here initially, and then go like this. One to the left. Planted. Queen goes like this. Other queen's here. And now, watch this. I'm gonna send 3 drones. I'm gonna send drones out of my base. Just, these drones represent lings, okay? Attack that queen. 2 drones can hit it. And that's it. And the reason why 2 drones can hit it, if you're wondering, and it would be the same thing with lings, by the way, it's because this is a corner-to-corner block. It's a corner-to-corner block, which means this. The left 3 boxes that are red on this grid here, those are the Rochoran, and the bottom right red box on the right is the top of the Evo chamber. This is corner to corner because only one box overlaps with one box. Now, if there was a box like this, if you had more of a overlap like this, and your queen could go like this, a little bit deeper into it, now only one will be able to attack it at a time. So some maps that are designed in a way where it is literally corner, 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 you have no choice, and you'll be getting hit by 2 at a time. But on maps that have even smaller choke points in whatever way, even maps that have even smaller choke points, will have things that can be even easier to line up, and it'll be 1 at a time. Just know on this map, you're always going to get hit by 2 at a time. Because I would never tell you, just fucking make 3 Evo chambers and then a Rochoran so you can have this. This is now going to be your wall. No, I don't want you to do this. This is a waste of a drone for that extra Evo. Because the difference of healing a queen with transfuse and having your queens in spine DPS the lings that are attacking you, having it be dealing with only 2 lings at a time is a lot different than dealing with fucking 7 at a time. So big difference there in surface area that lings are allowed to have to fuck you up. This wall without the 3rd Evo here, this wall is totally fine. The 2 Evos, the Rochoran, and your queen just in the doorway like this, so it blocks the door. It's not way the fuck out exposed like this, so like 4 lings can kind of hit the queen. It's tucked into the back so that lings can't flood through it, but only 1 or 2 at a time can hit the queen. And then it makes a big difference in your survivability. Massive difference. Do you have any questions, Lindro? You're here right now. You're still talking. So, do you have any questions about anything? You died, though, 100% because of your wall. You did not give yourself the right tools to buy time. In ZvZ, I really have to work on walling off. I get the impression at least 80% of the Zergs are doing something like that, attacking early. Yeah, no, it happens a lot. There's a lot of Zergs that do this. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you walled properly, this guy would be the easiest player in the world to beat. He'd be like, wow, this is fucking cakewalk. This is easy as fuck. Because this guy, at this point, watch this. This is when you died. Look at your worker count. You have 39 drones right now when he shows up at your base. And actually, to be fair, you actually had 40. And the reason why you had 40 is because I built an extra Evo chamber. So you actually had 40. You don't need to build this Evo chamber. You will have 40. You had 40 fucking lings versus his 23. You are basically doubling his economy. And you also have a layer, and he does not have a layer. The second you start making roaches, the game is over, and you win. Because if you get +1 weapons, and you get roach speed, and he's going for half the economy roaches as well now, with a failed ling flood, there's 0 chance for him to win. And all you have to do is make roaches and A-move his ass, and he'll die. Again, your wall is your problem. That's the big problem. Anyways, Lundrel, thank you very much for doing a replay analysis. Much love, man. I hope it all helps you out in the future. And thank you guys for watching. This is again has been a gold level ZvZ, all in defense. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. So until then, take it easy. Much love, and see you next time. Peace.